Excuse me.
I'm
Anyone could be a CEO.
I'm
Yeah.
a CEO of my pants.
Oh my god.
Well, welcome back to Event Shouting Presents The Intermission alongside Alicia and Joanna. I am Dan Petru, and we are back again. It is Friday, October 21st. Yeah, 21st, almost Halloween here in the States, almost Halloween in Australia, but it's not really celebrated. We talked about that last week. But this time next year, hopefully you'll be in the States celebrating Halloween with us, but that's another story for another time. So today we have a lot to talk about. Actually, not really. Joanna is going to talk to us first about what is the worst job interview we ever went on. And then after that, we're going to get into the NHL came out with the reverse retro jerseys. All 32 teams designed new jerseys inspired by the past of the franchise or some history of the franchise. And we're going to give grades to each jersey, and there are some winners and some significant losers. So, but we'll get into that in a few minutes. So, Joanna, take it away. Let's get to this interesting topic that you've been saving for a couple weeks.
It came to me, divine fate, really. I was out with Sean, my partner, and we went to get lunch, and he was craving kebabs, so we went and got kebabs. So we were in this really dodgy, kebab places. They're always like
they should be. That's exactly what they should be.
They should be dodgy, but that do amazing kebabs. So we're sitting there eating our kebabs. And all of a sudden, these two kind of, the best way I can describe them is hipsters, come in with this like one guy who's obviously like a DJ or something, and they sit down and they're just.
Were you in Brooklyn, New York?
yeah, that's what it felt like. And they're sitting there, and I was like, oh, just a bunch of like friends hanging out, and they just proceeded to have the worst job interview. Like they were interviewing this DJ guy, and he's
for what?
I don't know. I couldn't hear over the sound of the sizzling in the background, but I tried to listen as much as I could. And the conversation went something like this. And he was like, oh, here's my resume. And the chick, there were two people, she was always like doing this over the over the desk. And I was like, this is so random. And he's like, I don't really have any experience in this field. And the guy was like, yeah, oh sorry, yeah, I can tell. And it really kind of bit towards this guy. And then all of a sudden he was like, oh, they were asking him about his DJ work. He's like, oh, I've worked with XYZ. To be honest, I didn't know who they were talking about. And they were like, oh, really? And then the woman said, okay, you're hired.
Wow.
That was it.
I think the first red flag is that the interview was at a kebab place.
That's fair. Follow-up question is, who do we think that person is that this DJ, I'll use that loosely, worked with that automatically got him hired?
I don't know. I don't know the DJ scene in Australia. I don't know the DJ scene anywhere.
Is there some big Australian pop star or musical band that would gain that kind of notoriety?
No, not that I can think of.
Because all I can think of is Iggy Azalea. Is she still a thing?
Not really. She was more of an American thing than she was an Australian thing.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Midnight Oil.
Oh God.
Was it Keith Urban? Is he Australian?
Yes.
And Savage Garden.
Yeah. In Excess.
And Sia.
Oh, In Excess. In Excess is by far the. Oh, Sia. Oh yeah, I love it. I love In Excess.
AC/DC could have been AC/DC.
I love AC/DC.
I don't know.
I like it Australian bands.
I don't know.
In Excess is definitely Silverchair. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, I don't know. But that was like the worst thing. Like they were really bitchy to him, and then
wow.
And then as soon as he mentioned that he'd worked with like someone, they were like, "Oh, you're hired."
Wow.
Well, you two can use that on your resumes for your interview. Yeah. Just say know.
I know Dan.
No, not me. You say you know Michael Vartan, and that'll work out just fine for you.
Yes.
Sure.
What's your worst job interview?
I might cut that.
I think the one that I think was the worst was um actually for my previous job that I recently was at. It was for at a hotel, and I remember I was living in Miami at the time, and so the job was in Orlando. So I drove up, and I went in for the interview. I had to meet with the general manager, the director of sales and marketing, and everything was going great. And at the end, the director hands me a bottle of champagne, says, "Congratulations, like go celebrate with your family." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like this is great." So I that weekend ended, and then I went back to Miami. And that Monday, I put in my 2 weeks. I'm like, "This is great. I'm get to move back home." And I get a call from the HR, and they're just like, "Congratulations, you made it to the next step." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I just put in my 2 weeks." Well, first I was like complacent because I was like non-confrontational. So I was like, "Oh, that's so great. Thank you so much." And so then I get off the phone, but then I'm like internally freaking out, which was probably funny to watch because at the place that I worked at in Miami, all it was like glass, like offices.
Nice.
And so I'm like freaking out. And so I call her back and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Because when I was there last weekend, they told me, "Congratulations," handed me a bottle of champagne and said, "Go celebrate." So she's like, "Okay, well, I'll let the next people know about that." And so I had to do two additional interviews. But I guess it worked out at the end because I ended up getting the job. And later on, when I was actually at the job, they told me that how the position wasn't filled for a really long time because the last ever interview was with the CEO, and so many people made it to that round and then like never got accepted. And so
Wow.
I don't know, I must have done something right.
Look at
And
you.
it worked out, but it was also the worst.
Huh.
Ugh. I can't
Who
believe
gives you a
they
bottle
did.
of champagne? And it's
Yeah,
like, "Sorry, you don't got a job." And I had just put my 2 weeks in, and I was like, "Oh my god, I don't have a job." Like,
that's so. But what a fancy way to do like the first step in your interview. Congratulations, you passed the interview. Here's the champagne. What do you get at the
yeah.
next step? Like, is
Well,
it a
I mean, I
gift
think
bag? Like,
if I counted
Right.
all the rounds, it was probably like 6 rounds of interviews because originally it was the first like phone screening type of thing, and then I drove up to like meet with like him and the other guy and all this stuff, and these were the people I'd be working with. So I was like, okay, well, they're the one that can hire me, but guess not.
oh,
So
That
ugh.
sounds
I mean, at least it worked out at the end, but it
sounds
was.
tedious though, and
I
also
will never
misleading.
forget it. I still have the bottle of champagne.
I was about to say, was a champagne nice? I haven't.
It's well, their whole thing was being blue, so it's blue champagne.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I'm not gonna crack it open.
Okay.
Crack it open when the Islanders win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's gonna age like fine wine.
Daniel.
Okay, so yeah,
Go.
this is I've had some pretty much normal job interviews for the most part, but this one that really stood out. I ended up getting this job, even though I knew things were a little iffy. So I was, as you know, I work in television, and so I went to this network. It was a somewhat newer network. It was in Midtown Manhattan at the bottom of the New Yorker Hotel, which is an iconic hotel in New York, even though it's kind of trashy. Um, but so I go there, and it's literally in the basement of the hotel. First red flag. This is weird. The studios were really nice, and the setup was nice, and the control rooms were very dingy and old. And I was like, oh, well, that's okay, it's fine. And so the guy gave me a tour. Was like, so yeah, we've been up for 6 months now, and we're gonna reformat all our shows next week, and we're gonna change all these people around. And I'm like, well, that's red flag number one. That means ratings aren't good. And so we're walking around, and then so I have, as a director, you have different roles, and you have to worry about sponsorships, and you have to worry about everything that's going out that has to do with sales. And I'm like, where's your? I'm like, so okay, so where's your ad sales department and graphic design department, so I can, because you're talking to them daily about any kind of sales, and like, oh, we don't have an ad sales department. I'm like, okay, that's red flag number two. And so I'm walking around more, and so we get to the area where they roll the commercial breaks, and when you're on a certain cable network, um, you have a thing called a local break, which is a set of commercials specifically for that local area. And they're like, oh, we're not in enough homes for that. so we don't have that. And I'm like, okay, so keep moving on a little bit, and then I was like, okay, as I'm watching them do the news, and I'm like, this was like 2015. So this, and I was like, are you guys in standard definition? Like, yeah, we're not in HD yet.
Oh
I'm
gosh.
like, okay. And I'm watching them, and then they go to break, and when they go to break, they just do this commercial for their own newscast. It's like 2 minutes long, and they go back to their own thing. I'm like, now what about your ads? What are your commercials? Like, oh, we don't have commercials. And I'm like, oh, this place is going under, and within 6 months.
Oh my.
And I got the job, and within 6 months, it went under. Yeah, it was
Wow.
very weird, and I knew this place was going to fail miserably. Thanks, Noel, because Noel got me that interview.
I mean, I guess it's good you kind of knew going in,
Oh,
like,
I
this isn't
absolutely
gonna
knew
work out.
going in.
Not like, bushy tail and bright eyed, like, this is great, it's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
work
like, let's
out.
see how many months we get here, and it was like 6 months.
I just have this image of Dan being brought on to like the Titanic as it's going.
Yeah,
under.
basically. Yeah, I was chartered on a tether out to the boat as it was already sinking.
It's like, no,
That's
if we
funny.
bring more people in, everyone
Yeah.
will be distracted from the sinking.
You don't want to be an anchor on a sinking ship.
I love it.
Funny.
I I think maybe I might can't believe this. Okay, so I might be able to beat both of those. I fresh out of uni, I was like, okay, gotta get a job. Answered this ad. It was like sales and marketing. I was like, great, I want to be in marketing. And I rocked up to this this place. It was in the city. It was like a relatively new building that they just moved in. They were fitting it out. And they were like, oh, yeah, we do marketing. I'm like, okay, I'm not really interested in the sales part, more interested in the marketing part. And they're like, that's cool. That's totally cool. What we're going to do is we're going to take you out for a trial. We're going to go to our offsite, one of our offsite locations. I was like, okay, that's, fair enough. I was shoved into all these people's, like, there were about 3 cars, and there were other candidates there. And they were all just wearing, like, jeans and a t-shirt. And I was like, I dressed up as you do for an interview. I was like, this is really
Was
bad.
it a pantsuit?
It was like a pantsuit, pretty much.
Nice.
To a panel interview.
Yeah, and then I was like, I had no idea it was a panel interview. And that we just got shoved into these random people's cars, and it was like one car had like McDonald's stuff all in the back seat. I was like, this feels dodgy. And then we're driving. Kid you not, where they were taking us was about an hour and a half drive from the city. And I was like, this is really random. This is so random. And at the time, I remember very clearly I taught martial arts, and I was like, I got to be back at like 7. I got a class to teach, man. And they're like, yeah, that's totally fine. You'll be back by like 5:30. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Halfway to this place that we were going, they stopped off at Hungry Jack's, which is our Burger King.
Yeah.
So they're all like, oh, come in, we'll sit down. And I was like, this is the most random thing. We were in the middle of nowhere. There was like industrial area. There was no train line. And they were just there eating Hungry Jack's. I'm there in Hungry Jack's in like a pantsuit. This one guy had just immigrated from India, and he was like, so how much is the salary? And they're like, oh, base salary is XYZ. He's like, oh my God, that's amazing. I've just moved from India. Little did he know that the salary that they were offering was below base, below the minimum thing. I'm just like,
oh, that's not good.
And I said to the woman,
were you applying for a job at the black market?
That's what I thought. I was like, they're going to take me out to the middle of the nowhere, and like,
I thought when you mentioned martial arts that you would have to like use your martial arts skills.
I think you have us beat. This is weird.
My pantsuit was it was I couldn't have
on point.
And I said to the woman who was obviously the head cheerleader of the whole thing. I was like, well, yeah, look, I don't think this job is for me. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, this is not my vibe. I'm sorry.
Was this a cult?
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking.
Sounds like human trafficking a
It
bit.
sounds like human trafficking. And I said to her, yeah, I'd like to go back, please. And she's like, well, we can't take you back. I was like, well, you have a duty of care to take me back. She's like, well, we can't because we've got all these other people and it's going to take too long to take you back. So they just abandoned me in the middle of nowhere.
This is the greatest story ever.
This was
Oh my gosh.
This was before Uber had reached
Sure.
Australia. So
2019.
yeah, pretty much. So I was there in an industrial area. I found this like local mechanic. I could not see any signs anywhere. And I walked into the local mechanic and I said, this really weird question. What is this address? What suburb am I in? What is the address of this place that I'm currently standing at? And he gave me the address and I called my mum and I was like, hey mum.
Oh my god.
I was like, this is the worst interview I've ever been on. I'm stranded at a car mechanic. Can you please come and get me? She had absolutely no idea how to use the GPS. So she's like with this book and I had to stand outside in the blistering heat in a pantsuit for an hour and a half while she managed to find me.
Oh,
Yeah, you
bless
win.
your heart.
Turns out they were selling phone plants in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, this is not marketing.
Oh my gosh.
That's you.
Yeah.
Hands down, you win. Hands down.
Yeah, you definitely win.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's what that reminded me of.
It's not even close. Not even close.
Yeah.
I would have had some kind of panic attack.
This was part of Australia. Like it was kind of semi-metro, but then at the same time, it was at that point where you need to start considering, are there snakes about?
So, a mile and a half outside the city.
Well, it was Brisbane, so you go like an hour out and you're pretty much in bush country with a road.
Fair enough.
Now, Dan, you want to talk about the reverse retros?
Well, that was
I'm
a nice
excited.
segue.
It was. Well, we've got a short.
I was also being sarcastic.
We've got a
It's actually,
short show today, so
yeah. No, I wouldn't. It's not gonna be a short show. It's just condensed.
we just
condensed.
we gotta he's looking at the
We
reviews.
just no dicking around. We just gotta go. All right, so let's get to the retro jerseys. We're gonna go through all 32 teams, and I would like a letter grade from all of you, and we'll see which ones we like and we don't like. And I guess here's the question: so you give a grade, but the most important thing is, would you buy it? I think because if you might not, would you buy it? If you were a fan of that team, would you buy that jersey? That's probably the most. That's probably the question to ask the most. All right, look at that.
Give me a second.
All right.
There's a play button here somewhere. Where's the play button?
Oh, this is going
slide.
fast.
Ah!
Yeah, look at that.
Slideshow.
Look at that. We are okay. All right, so you're gonna advance to the next slide. Okay, so we're starting with the. Well, I know what town we're talking about. It's Hockey Town. And this looks like one of Charlie Brown's sweaters, personally.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Sorry, you go.
No, go ahead.
It's given me like Freddy Krueger vibes in a bit, like with the lines.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw everyone's hating on the Detroit jersey.
And I like. No, there's nothing about this I like.
There's nothing about it I like, but I saw this this post from the Detroit News, and it was like they were trying to do a spin on it. It's like Detroit rocking the black bands for the first time in history, and I was like, please stop, please.
This is a D for me, and I would not buy it. I would give this a straight D, and I would not buy it.
This looks like someone realized that they had
a project due at the last minute.
Project due in the last minute.
Yeah.
Like just put an Arial font on it. Put some.
They actually were just wearing this sweater, and they just put Detroit across it.
Yeah.
It could literally just say sports instead, and it would be the same effect.
It annoys me
100%.
that it's Detroit, that it's my team. So sorry.
I know. I'm sorry. I would give this a D. What letter grade would you guys give this?
F.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd give it an F. But I'm hoping
There's no creativity.
And you guys would not buy this.
No.
But I'm hoping. You know how there's always that one person in class who never does their homework but always aces the exams? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm hoping for this. The homework, but they're gonna ace. They're gonna do better this year.
All right, what's next?
Maple Leafs.
Okay, similar situation to Detroit here. They've been around. That's the thing. The original 16s have been around for so long. You kind of run out of ideas, and this just seems like a team that's run out of ideas. I don't think this is horrible, but I don't think this is fantastic. It looks like every
Yeah.
other jersey. I don't like that we're around the symbol, the NHL symbol. There's no V. I don't like the
Yeah.
high cut. I don't like that at all. I don't like the shoulder piping. I would give this a straight C, and I would not buy it.
I would also give this a C. I don't like that the maple leaf is so low. Like,
Yes,
I
yeah,
don't know.
raise that up a little
It's
bit.
like
Yep.
right on your stomach area.
Yep.
Seems odd. But yeah, it's not horrible, but I also would not buy this.
Yeah, I feel like, with it being so low, it'd work really well for pregnant women, or beer guts.
Sure.
Yeah, minimal effort.
Agreed.
Not a fan.
Not great.
I'd give it a C minus.
Okay. Yeah, it's not horrible, but I'm not ready
Yeah.
to still buy this.
But it is a Leafs jersey, so.
Right, that's the thing. The two jerseys, the first two jerseys we trashed, are two of the most iconic teams in the sport.
I know.
So.
I,
Okay. Oh. There's a lot going on here.
there's a
What is
lot.
going on in the middle?
That middle, this part here,
It looks. Yeah, go ahead.
it looks like they've. Oh God. So I've got two screens. I'm like, where am I pointing? It looks like they've just taken leftover fabric and they're just like, let's just do a bow. Let's just do a bow to be fabulous.
And what is
it
this
looks like a
half
peplum
sash?
top.
What is this half sash? Like they just won half a pageant. I don't understand that at all. I hate the piping. I hate that horizontal thing. The logo's fine.
And there's a clear seam here. So
It's terrible.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
ugly.
it looks like
It looks like they did this at home. Right. I got nothing here. This is a straight F for me. This is probably one of my least favorite. Would not buy it.
I would say a D on this one. I like the logo, but that
yeah,
weird
logo's nice,
bottom.
of course.
Yeah, but the bottom part doesn't make sense at all. I would
No,
not
not
buy
at all.
this.
Nope.
Yeah.
It looks like a peplum top or something.
I do like the collar though. The collar is on point.
I
Yeah.
like this collar too.
I'd probably, because of the collar, I'm giving it like a D plus, C minus.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pass. C, it's a C. It's a pass.
Okay.
C for Calgary. Panthers.
No, Predators.
Oh, Predators.
Predators.
Sorry, Panthers. Predators. This reminds me so much of Power Rangers. It's ridiculous.
It does. It's not. Here's the thing with the Preds. They don't have a long history. I mean, so there's only so much that they can do. I actually like the collar. I like the piping. I think the piping is nice, especially the bottom portion. I actually wish that was a little bit thicker. I think the logo's fine, and I don't mind the Nashville. I'm gonna give this a C plus. And no, I'm gonna give it a B minus. I'm gonna give this a B minus. I really haven't that broken this. A lot of these, this is the first time I've really got into this. I give this a B minus, and maybe because I'm partial because my college or university has the same color scheme as the Predators. So I give this a B minus, and I would buy that.
Yeah, I give this a solid B. I like it. I like the colors.
Yep.
I like the logo. I would wear something like this, so bye.
I would buy this just to go with my Power Rangers outfit.
It does look similar.
Tell me that does not look like Power Rangers.
Now that you put it side by side, I see it.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, it's Power Rangers. I'd buy it. I'm with Dan on this one. It's a B. It's a B for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's the first go. Oh God.
Just no.
There's so many. It's the primary logo. The idea of this is to probably do something different with the logo. The blue and the black just do not work. Either do one or other of the colors or something. I don't know. Everything about this I hate. I hate the stars on the side. I hate the tie being too close to the shield, being too close to the emblem. Straight F. I hate it. Would not buy it.
The
I give this a D. I don't like the lines. Like it just looks very odd.
It looks like a Blue
And
Lives Matter jersey.
yeah, I see that. Yeah, now that you say it, I don't know. It just looks too busy and too weird. I don't like it. No buy.
Sorry, which team is this?
The Blue Jackets. That's how
Blue
bad the
Jackets.
jersey is. That's how bad the jersey is. You don't even know what team it is.
It honestly, when I saw this, I was like, wait a second, are the Stars and Capitals doing like a mashup?
Yeah, they're doing a mashup. Yeah,
That's what it looks like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like the Stars and the Capitals, and I was like, wait a second, the color blue on the sleeve is a nice blue, but
it's nice. I agree with that.
but you don't put it with all this. It looks
Black.
like it looks like the American flag just threw up on this on this jacket.
It looks like they started with the light blue piping on the side, and they ran out of fabric, and they had to do something else really quick.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Nah, no for me. Oh, what did you give it? What did everyone give
I
it?
gave it an F.
Gave it a D. I
D.
think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with Alicia on that one. I'll give it a D. I love.
Okay, here's the Kraken. In this similar situation, obviously, brand new team. They don't have a big history. That mint, aqua, whatever color that is nice. It's really
It's
nice.
uh,
I mean, I think everything here I like except the logo. I think they probably, because Seattle had a team in the early 1900s called the Metropolitans. They should have done something with that.
mm,
I know they don't own the rights to the logo, but they should have found a way to collaborate with that, or even maybe just do Seattle or something like that. I think they were on the right path here, but it's a little incomplete for me. So I would buy this. I think this is nice. C plus B minus, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I give it a C. I mean, it's nothing stands out really. I think for me, there's a bit too many lines and things like that, but it's all right. Just C. I wouldn't buy it though.
mm. Seattle stepping in like me too. Don't forget me. I like the color. I would actually like this color to be the
More of it. I want more of that
more of
teal,
and
and less blue.
less of this
Mhm.
cummerbund in the middle.
Yes,
Yeah.
the blue stripe above that's taking over the logo. If they got rid of that completely and just made that all teal coming down to the piping on the bottom,
Yeah.
I think it'd be an A plus jersey.
Yeah, I think.
And something different with the logo.
Yeah, I think it's probably like a B plus A minus for me.
Oh wow.
I think had they got rid of that massive stripe in the middle,
Mhm.
it'd just be chef's kiss.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Alrighty, next. Senators.
I mean, someone who forgot there was a homework assignment. It literally is the regular Ottawa Senators jersey with two little red slashes across the side. Like Wolverine got mad at the jersey and went like that. Straight F. Would not buy this. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
It's just boring. There's nothing to it. There's nothing original about this at all.
I looked at it and I went, wait, is this a retro jersey?
Right. Right. It just looks like one. Yeah, I don't like it at all.
No. Grading?
I don't
Grades?
like that. Yeah. Oh. D.
Dan?
F.
F.
Yep.
I'm giving it a B, but only because.
Oh wow.
Now you can put that guy with chiseled body next to that jersey all you want. There's
Alexios
no way.
from Assassin's
Nope.
Creed Odyssey. My man. Yeah.
It's a video game that's not a real person.
The voice actor is.
Okay.
You can fall in
All right.
love with a person's voice. It's a thing.
Oh my
That's how
god.
Sean
Okay.
and I met. Okay.
Same thing. Someone went through their closet, found the blank version of this, and just wrote Canes over it. Awful. I have nothing here. F.
What are the boxes
Yeah,
down
F.
the bottom?
It's supposed to be like a hurricane flag, a hurricane warning flag.
What?
Those are storm symbols.
Yeah. No.
Who
F.
has time to put up a hurricane flag?
Yeah. We don't put those up.
No, you just get the high ground. Yeah.
I just no.
And even this model is not thrilled about this. He's like, "This is the team you gave me to wear." Look at him. Look at his face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's looking at like the other model. Like, can I have your jersey?
Yeah, he's looking over it. Yeah.
He's like, "Don't look at me! Don't look at me!" Yeah, I actually think this one is worse than Detroit.
Agreed.
Yeah, Yep. Moving right along. Tampa.
This is a throwback to the jersey they had in the '90s, so there is some kitschiness to it. Um, with that being said, it's meh. It looks like an Ed Hardy shirt threw up. I mean, they're really and I look. I don't. The bottom of the jersey. There's waves. I'm not a fan of waves at all. This guy. Look at how upset this guy is.
What
I mean,
are they lightning?
Yeah,
yeah.
that doesn't even look like lightning
No, it
strikes
doesn't.
like
It
on the
looks like
side.
it looks like from Street Fighter when Ryu throws out the fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, and it looks like it's raining on the jersey. There is just too much going on here for me. The colors are all over the place. I'm gonna give this an F. I would not buy it.
Yeah, F for me because I'm also biased and I hate Tampa Bay Lightning.
The,
And yeah, it looks like something that you can get from like Walmart. Like it looks very weird. Like
Or it's a
there's
Fanatics knockoff.
yeah,
yeah.
it just it's from like DH Gate or like
The
Alibaba or
numbering's the
something.
numbering's iron on for sure.
Yeah, and it looks really weird with the like gray at the top and then it
Yep.
just stark white. It looks bad.
I just realized that the numbers
Are electrified.
are like
Kind of cool.
and
Maybe.
the Tampa Bay, it kind of looks like when you put a JPEG over a
Yeah.
like you want it to be translucent but like transparent, sorry, but they've accidentally put a JPEG on top of a grey sweater.
And you see the white background and yeah. They just put a bunch of clip art together. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's really, yeah.
This is a non-completed for me.
Incomplete. Okay, that's good. Give it an incomplete.
Oh.
It's just boring. I mean, I like the old Stars logo. The logo's fine. But once again, it's just confused. I just think there's too much going on here.
Not loving this.
No, it looks like a Starbucks cup.
It does.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
C-. Would not buy it.
I give it a B-.
Okay.
I don't know. I like it. I buy it.
There's a simple elegance to it, but at the same time,
Yeah.
I think it's the font that's putting me off. Like
There's
I think
too many stripes.
Yeah, but I think the font. I think had they changed the font, and this is me coming as a designer, had the font been different, it's that R that is really me. So I think if they change the font, it'd be an A. But yeah,
Okay.
nah, not loving it.
Okay, this is the Coyotes. It's a throwback to their. They have a name for this. It's a Native American name, and I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. But it's a throwback to their jersey in the '90s and what they had their third jersey. Now it's just a different version of it. It's supposed to be inspired by the desert and the Native American population. I think this, and it's kitschy. It's over the top. They went all in, and I think if you're going to do something, you do it that way. I think it's an A+. I think it's an A. I'd absolutely wear it. I absolutely love it. It's absurd. And it's absurd in a great way.
Yeah, I agree. I would also give this an A. I mean, I like eclectic, and I think this stands out. They actually like put the effort in to be.
There was time put into this. And apparently, this was designed by a local indigenous artist too.
That's awesome. So yeah, I think all of those are like just points towards this, and I love the cacti at the bottom and everything. So
I do too.
It reminds me of a Salvador Dali painting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for that reason alone, I would buy it.
Perfect.
I don't know how I'm still not sure how I feel about the bottom part. But yeah, I'd buy it. I'd buy it. I think, it's the best one I've seen in this reel. So
yeah, so far, yeah.
Yeah, it's an A. It's an A for me. Oh, St. Louis, please.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Where do I start here? Well, first of all, there's a lot of yellow. I mean, there's an obscene amount of yellow here. I actually like the kind of the powder blue look, but they've done a full powder blue jersey before. I don't love the note there. Who's afraid of a musical note? I don't love the font. There's too much piping going on. It does not. I would not buy this, and I would probably give it like a C+.
I'm gonna give this an F. There's two those colors don't seem to go together well. And then I don't like the font. I don't like how the blue, it's like, why is it so wide at the bottom? Like, I don't know. I think it'll look odd on.
Just Dan, who's afraid of a musical note, you've obviously never heard atonal music before. um, this looks like a backwater school's marching band. They had no money for uniforms,
Yeah.
and this is what they've put together. Someone was like, "I really love yellow because it's happy." And is it just me, or is the St. Louis and is that different to the blues?
Yes, the fonts are different.
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis and blues are different fonts.
No, hate it.
Okay.
Hate it. It's a D for me.
It doesn't suck.
Mm-mm.
I like the color. I like the color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
It just needs more. I feel like they printed out a picture and they ran out of ink as they were printing it out.
Oh, it does look like that. It does.
Yeah.
I like the concept of this. I love the powder blue and the darker royal the navy blue together. It's just it needs a little something more. That needs maybe a different logo with just the plain here. It needs like maybe something on the shoulders. It's just missing something. I give it a C. I would like to buy this, but I can't.
Yeah, I give this a B. It looks like the same thing, like the kind of clip art, like they just stuck it on, and they could have done a little bit more, but it's not horrible. I think if I was a fan, I'd buy it.
I'd give it a B. The logo reminds me of a courier service that we have here in Australia.
Okay.
And I actually think I'll double check it, but I actually think it's called Jet Couriers. Yeah, the logo is. Had they done something better with the logo, I think it would have been on point. Devils.
Okay, so this is a throwback to when they were the Kansas City Scouts. Those were the color schemes that they wore for the Kansas City Scouts, and those color schemes sucked back then, and it still sucks now. I understand the nostalgia with this, and I appreciate that. I do appreciate them shouting out Kansas City. Um, I don't love it, but I think this. If you were a Devils fan, I think you like this because you've wanted something like this for a while. So I will give this a B, but I would personally not buy that.
Yeah, I agree. I give it a B as well. I like it. I don't think the colors are that bad to me, but I wouldn't buy it.
See, I love this. I think it's awesome. I love the colors. They've had several different colors, but they've kind of minimized it, emphasized the white, to kind of make it less chaotic.
Sure, there's a lot to like with this jersey.
And what I really appreciate is my OCD really loves red, yellow, blue, blue, yellow, red.
Of course it does.
I really appreciate that. So yeah, it's an A for me.
Okay.
I'd buy it. Oh, Daniel.
Okay, so obviously this is a throwback to the '90s fisherman jerseys that were ridiculed. So we're trying to. I think the attempt here was to go back to that and make a modern version of the fish sticks jersey. And I think they've succeeded. I think this is very nice. I like the logo. I think they could use more teal. I like how they got rid of waves because once again, waves never belong on the jersey. So I don't think it's perfect. I think it needs something on the shoulders. The original jersey had lighthouses on the shoulders. I would have liked that. I would have liked a little more teal in the jersey, maybe up here with the piping. Overall, though, I think this is a B, and I am probably going to buy this. I do like it. I do think it's a nice modern version of this jersey.
Yeah, I give this an A. I'm most likely gonna buy this as well. I like it. Like I agree too. I think there should be a little bit more teal. I think it would pop a little bit more, but I like it a lot.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I'm probably going to get Dan or Alicia to buy me one and ship it over. No, I think you're right. I think a little bit. It needs a little bit more of a lighter color to make it pop a little bit. But yeah, you're right. And I think the lighthouses on the shoulders would have been cool. But yeah, base. Oh, Chicago.
This is like a repeat of Detroit.
This is like, yeah, they hired the same company to design this. It's like they went to an ugly sweater party.
Yeah.
I can't. This is just like Detroit, but it's as bad, if not worse. Are they? Were the Hawks maybe scared to use their primary logo because their primary logo is under such scrutiny right now? Maybe I don't know.
Mhm.
Um, but their hawk that they have, their mascot, they could have done something with that. That's pretty cool. I just don't like this at all. This is just a straight ass. This is terrible. It looks like someone went to Sears or Kmart, our Kmart, not yours, and just found this
Yeah.
on a rack for $5.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I would give it the same grade I gave Detroit F. It's like a copy and paste of the same thing.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
They copy and pasted it.
Yeah. Yeah, can I copy your homework? Sure, but just change
Sure,
a little.
just make it a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate the font.
Mhm.
The font is. Sorry, I love fonts just in general. That's something you
I
should.
know you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate the font. It looks like. It kind of reminds me of Taco Bell. The Taco Bell font, a little bit.
I like Taco Bell though, so I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that to Taco Bell.
No, well, no, I never said anything bad about Taco Bell. I just said the font reminds me of the Taco Bell font, and I don't think there's a place for Taco Bell in the ice.
Okay,
Nice.
moving on.
Oh,
Okay, so this also is a throwback to the early 2000s. It's supposed to be the Oilers teardrop, which is a drop of oil coming out of the rivet of a drill, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Um, I like parts of this jersey. I like the blue. I think the blue looks great. The sleeves look good. The piping I think should be thicker on the bottom. I think it should come up more. It's a little sparse there. I don't love the logo. I also at the same time don't know what else you would use. Your team's named the Oilers. I don't know what else you would use. Um, I probably wouldn't buy this, but I would give it like a C plus.
Yeah, I give this a C. I don't hate it, but it's giving me like Star Wars vibes or something. Um,
It's just
I don't know.
Connor McDavid's face. That's the whole team anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I would have done something with like, I don't know, graphically with the name. I don't know. I think
Maybe
there's
spell
more
out
they could have
Edmonton or
done.
EDM.
Yeah. I
I
think
don't know.
there's more they could have done with it, but I don't hate it.
Slick
I wouldn't
City is
buy
their nickname for Edmonton. I don't
it. Yeah.
know.
I would. I love this, and for this reason alone.
That's really funny.
I saw this and I was like, "Is that a Pokemon badge?" Um, and for that, I would totally buy it. I would wear
Okay.
it here in Australia, and no one would know. They'd be like, "Is that a Pokemon shirt?" I'd be like, "Yeah, sure." Yeah. I beat the Stanley gym. But yeah, I like it for that reason. I think they could have done something a little bit better with the collar.
You
Um,
scored on the Edmonton goalie, which isn't that hard, and they gave you a badge.
I
Very
wanna
easy
be
badge to
the
attain.
very best, like no one ever. Now I'm gonna sing that all day. Um, the Canucks.
It's the Johnny Canuck logo, which is looks too much like their minor league team logo. Their minor league team logo has had this for a couple of years. I like the color scheme. Um, I don't know what to do with the logo. I think maybe if they'd done the killer whale that they have as a logo, or something else that maybe the totem pole or something um, would have been better. It's the logo. It's too big. It's just I don't know. I would give it. I probably wouldn't buy this, although I like a lot about it. But I would give it like a C plus.
I give this a B. I like the colors. I don't know. I think the logo's like kitschy a bit. I don't know. It's eccentric. I think I'd buy it. I like it.
I saw this, not knowing the history of the Canucks logo. I was like,
Okay.
Where's Wally? um, yeah, I feel like they tried to do an Islander thing and they just failed miserably.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm not. I do take the logo out, and I don't like the number on the pec.
I don't like the number there either.
Um,
Keep it on the sleeves. It doesn't need to be there
It
too.
doesn't need to be there. That's what the back's for. Yeah, I don't know. They could have done better
Okay.
with that logo. Oh, what's happening? Why you doing work now? Oh, go back.
Oh.
How do I go back? Oh, God damn it.
Left arrow.
Okay, we missed the Flyers one. It's nothing special anyway. It's just
Yeah, it looked normal.
It
Yeah.
just looks like any other Flyers jersey. I give it a
Yeah.
C. Wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, see, next.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, next.
No effort.
Okay. This is a
Ugh.
throwback to the early 2000s, late 90s, and I think this is awesome. I love it. A lot of people don't for some reason, but I think this is really sharp. The color scheme's awesome. The logo's great. It reminds me too at the time before I hated the Capitals. So, um, I think this is a B, and if I was a Capitals fan, I wouldn't be, but if I was, I would buy this.
I give it a C because I think they actually put effort in for the assignment. And like you said, if I was a fan, I'd buy it, but not. I wouldn't buy it if, for me.
That squeaking sound was my shoes, by the way.
Okay.
It was my shoes. um, I I don't love it. I don't love it
Yeah.
because Roger Ramjet.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, have you never seen
I like the
Roger?
bottom part.
Have you Alicia? Have you ever seen Roger Ramjet?
What's that?
Oh, it's a show.
Okay.
Roger
To be
Ramjet?
continued until next. Yeah. Well, you can explain it to us next week
Next, he's our man fighting for our nation.
because we're running out of time here.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, nah, not loving it.
Okay. Um, this is a homage to the Montreal Expos, the baseball team that played in Montreal that wore the powder blue jerseys in the '80s. This to me is an A plus plus plus
Mm,
plus. It is freaking gorgeous. I have no notes. Gorgeous. I
mm.
would buy one. I might if they put these out like hoodies. I would absolutely get a hoodie of this. I usually don't like wearing jerseys of other teams. I don't like really wearing jerseys period because I'm old and it's weird. But I would buy this. This is gorgeous. One of my favorite. A plus plus.
Yeah, I give this a B plus. I think they're one of the few that actually use the powder blue like in a nice way, and they didn't overdo it. It's like classic and simple, and I like that.
I would buy this just to impress my friend at the gym. Um,
Oh
Oh, that
yeah.
guy?
yeah,
Yeah, Starstruck.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Context. A
god.
guy at the gym was I could talk to
Yep.
him about ice hockey. It was the best thing of my life. Yeah, I would buy this, and I'm
Yeah.
not a Habs fan, so
Yep.
I'd buy it.
This is exactly the same thing they did as last year. It looks like a Subway commercial. Um, but if Subway had a hockey team, that would be their jersey. But I think it's nice. I think it's cool. They should have done something different with the logo this year. But I do like it. I would give it a B. I would buy it.
I give it a C. It doesn't really like stand out for me. I don't think I'd buy it.
When I first saw the Wilds jersey, the logo, sorry, ever, I actually thought it was a Dorito chip.
Fair.
And then I looked at it again. I was like, wait a second, is it a sombrero? Um, so for the entire time, I thought the Wild was a New Mexico team. I like the colors. I just, yeah, it's simple, but I just feel like it's, yeah, they couldn't have, they could have done something a little bit better.
Okay, this is the Bruins. A throwback to the jersey they wore in the '90s. That was a disgusting mustard. I think this is a better take on that jersey. It's a modernized take without the disgusting Dwight Schrute colored t-shirts. I like the bear. I think he's cute. Um, I think the sleeves are okay. Everything about this is okay. I would buy this if I was a Bruins fan. They took a jersey much like the Fish Sticks jersey that was slammed and criticized, and they made a modern version of it that's pretty good. So I think this is like a B, B plus, and I like it.
I give this an A. I like the bear. I think it's cute. I like how they did the bottom, like with the stripes and stuff. I would
Yeah,
I
pair
would
of
definitely
claws.
buy
Yep.
this.
Yep.
Yeah, I
It
like it. It's cute.
Yeah, it's a B for me simply because it looks like caution tape.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and I don't like the Bruins on the shoulders. But okay, Dan. Okay, we have to end soon. Dan has to go. This looks like an ad for New York.
It does.
It's like come visit New York. Okay, cool, whatever.
The pipe. I mean, the logo's fantastic. I mean, let's be
Yeah,
honest. I think it needs something on the shoulders, and I don't love the sleeves. It just needs a little more piping, actually, which is something I normally don't say about a jersey. I still think it's like a B minus B, and I would probably buy it.
hmm Yeah, I give it like a B. I wish there was something on the shoulders.
It needs something on the
Um,
shoulders. Maybe a torch.
yeah, something on the shoulders, and then
Something.
maybe the logo a little bit up higher. But
Yep.
I like it. I mean, it's cute. I'd buy that.
Yeah. Mm, I wouldn't buy it, but it looks like an ad for New York.
Okay, so the same thing here. Like the Bruins, like the Islanders did. They took a logo that was generally trashed when they first came out. They went to red and black, and they went with this logo. They brought this logo back, went back to their original blue and yellow colors. I think it's good. I think it's just a nice jersey. I think the sleeves are a little screwed up, but I think the overall concept of the jersey is really nice. It needs something on the shoulders. Maybe the same. Oh, the
Yeah,
swords. The swords would be perfect up there.
Yeah.
Um, and maybe a blue across the top with the swords in yellow or something. I still think it's a B, B minus, and everything has gone wrong with the Sabres for so long. As a Sabres fan, I would like this and buy it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm with you on that one.
yeah. I give this a B. I think there needs to be more on the shoulders, but it's nothing like inherently wrong with it. I like it. It's good. If I was a fan, I'd buy it.
Yep. Vegas. Oh, no.
Okay, there's one good thing about this. I don't know if you know about this. Okay, first of all, this jersey does nothing for me. It's boring. There was no effort put into it at all. However, it glows in the dark. The
Does it?
lettering and
Oh,
the numbering
wow.
glows green in the dark. Kind of cool.
That is cool.
Does it spit out money as well? Like, it
It
just
does not.
that.
I would give it. I would give it a C minus. I would not buy it.
Uh, yeah, I give it a B minus. I mean, I like the lines, the piping. But yeah, I don't like that middle
They should
logo.
have used the knight's helmet.
Yeah,
The knight, yeah,
yeah, a knight logo I think would have looked
or
way
shield.
cooler.
There's so
If
much you
it,
can do with that.
yeah,
Glow in the
if they
dark.
had that, I probably would have bought it,
Glow in the
but
dark
not
does
with
not.
just Vegas across.
Yeah, glow in the dark does not justify just a bad design.
Okay.
Yeah, who's just like walking around in the dark?
Ducks.
All right, throwback to the original jersey of the Ducks without the cool colors, which were much cooler. Now these are the current colors, which I actually do like. I think this is a nice jersey, but I really would have loved that mauve, purplish,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and green together. That tealish color that would have made this a home run. But they've done that before, so they have to do something different. I think this is a nice jersey. I think it's a B. I would buy it.
It feels more like Flyers colors to me, and I just
I get that.
yeah.
Yeah. I give it an A. I actually like it. I would buy this. I like the lines. I like the logo. It's cute.
Shucks.
Throwback to the Oakland Seals. This is what the Oakland Seals uniform looked like in the 70s, except it said Seals instead of Sharks. Not much going on there though. I give it a C, C plus. I see what they're trying to do there, but it doesn't work.
I give it a D. I don't like the colors. I don't know. Just not doing anything for me for this one. I wouldn't buy it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not liking it. Not liking it. I don't know what this
F.
is. F.
This is the Colorado Avalanche. You don't even know that unless you know what the state of Colorado looks like.
I
I don't like it. I
Yeah.
look nothing. There's nothing about this I like.
I was like, what does Pac-Man have to do with Colorado?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you feel like no. Yeah.
Uh, I don't love the logo. It's a little weird. I think they should have went back to the Panther logo, which is iconic. However, everything else I think is darn near perfect. I would give this an A. I would buy this.
Yeah, I give this an A too. I actually like the palm tree. I like it. I would buy this A for me.
I actually thought that was a golf stick when I first saw it, and all I thought was like Miami Golf. I was like, this looks like someone's terrible retro party. Um,
Perfect.
and for that reason, I love it.